My world is full of color, and I think one of the most important things in life for a designer and for anyone is the importance of searching for beauty. I'm a designer artist by education and passion. I've always been interested in doing things by myself. Everything visual has been significant for me from really early on. I was an exchange student in the United States at the age of 17 and 18, and the high school that I went to in Florida had a great art department, and the instructors there saw my talent, made me work, really encouraged me. It was incredible. Those instructors made me put together a portfolio. I applied for a foundation program the very end of that exchange student year, and I got a scholarship to attend the summer of '73 at Parsons School of Design, New York. The course went really well, and I knew I would become a designer. I like things abundant. Colors mean the world to me. I think objects and environments should be inspirational, they should be warm, they can be colorful. Beauty can be found in details and in the big picture around when you keep your senses open. Traveling, interpreting, keeping your senses open, those are my guidelines when designing. This exhibition tour that has now traveled and landed in Washington D.C. started actually with my 30 years artists anniversary exhibition with a museum in Finland. However, this exhibition is not retrospective. All the things presented here are new within the last 3 years. So the interior textiles that I've created for a Finnish company called Vallila Interior, they are all mass-produced within last couple of years. There are examples of glass that I design. They are mouth-blown pieces, limited edition. I play with the sculptural elements so that I have 4 different shapes that each can be combined, creating new shapes, still retaining a function, but achieving something sculptural. So with the glass in choice colors in limited edition, we are speaking about the border and how hazy it is between design and art. I think at best the glass pieces, when you make these combinations, they are so sculptural that they need nothing else. However, you can use them as vases and bowls. I have worked as a stage designer, designing scenography and costumes for productions, but also have designed privately for artists, such as the Finnish soprano Karita Mattila, several gowns and jewelry for her concert tours, and also stage productions for her. This is one favorite example of a production we did a couple of years back. Gown and jewelry designed especially for her to be worn on stage, and inspire very much a time period and culture that has been influential in some of my design. The 20s and 30s architecture and design of New York, Art Deco, in some instances influences the way I also design. The jewel vase is the most precious of the vases here. First, it is mouth-blown. It weighs really a lot, and it is then sawed into the approximate size. After that, the glass artisans start to sand and polish it into the jewel-like shape. It loses more than half of its weight while being sanded and polished, and it takes about 35 hours of polishing to get it into the glittery jewel-like existence that the vase actually ultimately is. They are one-of-a-kind pieces. I plan the color combinations so that watercolor effects happen within the glass mass overlapping. So you get these incredible jewel tones, and then the sheen and cutting of the shape adds to it. Different layers through the reflections. So it is a gem. One additional layer in the exhibition is photographs I've been taking within the last 15 years. Photography is a great hobby of mine, but it's also part of the working process when I design. And in fact, in case of some of my textile designs, I start with my own photography. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, as a young designer, I painted all my designs. Now I work with computers, photography, but also all sketches that I draw myself, and the combinations of these elements that I can work on the computer. So just to give the idea of how I look at the world, what is interesting to me as a designer, how I search for beauty